Hi guys, welcome back. This is French Cooking 2. My name is Chef John Doldrenko. Most of you know me already. If you're not, nice to meet you guys. Today we've got a lot of work to do. We're going to make a chicken galantine. Galantine is a process, and chicken is the product we're going to be using. I have to speak louder. I'm sorry if the sound isn't very clear. We have an issue with the speakers, so I'm going to have to speak a little loud. We have the air conditioning going on because you know it's very hot out there. So what we're going to have to do first is get our mise en place together. Mise en place. All right. Mirepoix, carrot, celery, and onions, 25, 20, 50, and 25. What are we going to make with the mirepoix and sachet de spice? Now this is French 2, so you should remember from French 1. If you see mirepoix, you're going to think one thing: chicken stock. And we're going to need chicken stock for cooking. Do not use the leaves. Do not use the leaves. Make sure that they're cleaned of the leaves, because the leaves are bitter. Carrot, don't have to peel it, right? 25, 25, and 50%. That looks like about the right ratio. Camera up. Now, once again, I use the term concussé. Concussé. It means just rough chop. Don't cut mirepoix too small, because you want just the flavor from the mirepoix, not the color, especially the carrots. That's easy enough, said and done. All right, mirepoix, 50, 25, 25. Let me get this out of the way, it looks confusing. Don't follow me. I have students helping me film, and I thank you guys very much for coming in and helping at this, because it is rather difficult and a very, very hot day today. That's for sure. Okay. Sachet de spice. All right. Garlic. We don't have any fresh thyme today, but we're going to use dry thyme. Bay leaf and tonghuchu and parsley stem. So we'll use a little parsley in our galantine, you'll see. I know that you guys, this is very new, and I'm going a little fast, so I need to slow up a bit, I'm sorry. Kind of exciting. This is a very nice dish to do. So we got a mise en place. Now we're going to put together is the pate spice. Now, in this class, we're going to make pate. Do you guys know what pate is? Have you ever had pate? Students, you ever had pate?
No.
Pate?
I'm not.
Of course you have. You all have. This is a form of pate. Ground meat, highly seasoned. Pate has a strong flavor. Now today we're not going to make pate. Next class we're going to make a pate. But I'm going to need a little this or ham in our galantine. But it's funny, you guys, I ask all the students, I go, you know what pate is? They go, no, I never had it. I go, you eat it, juice up, soda, I eat it all the time. And this is a form of pate. I kind of like this stuff, too. I really do. A little salty, but it's good. So we're going to get the pate spice, swing the camera over here, or just right here. All right, we got clove, and nutmeg, basil, thyme, all dry, cumin, which is coriander, and white pepper, and a little bay leaf. Okay, check it. Now I'm going to make a lot of this, only because we're going to use it in other classes. Clove, very little. I don't know if you ever smelled clove. You ever smell clove? Dentist.
Sweet smell.
Sweet smell. It's usually used for desserts. We use very little. We use 3 of those in there. All right. Very strong flavor. Same with the nutmeg. Ooh, new one. Nutmeg is why you speak English. This spice is why Koreans are studying English today. Should I explain?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little complicated, but it's England and Netherlands were fighting for this spice. To make it simple, right? They were having almost 100-year war for spices. England, Netherlands, Holland, they said, well, okay, let's stop fighting. Let's trade islands. England gave nutmeg to Dutch. Dutch gave New York to England. So America was formed almost on a trade, a swap of islands for nutmeg. That's how valuable this was. And it's not really used much today anymore anyway. So it's kind of interesting, so they lost on it. Basil, plenty of that. Plenty of that. Herb, spice. Right. Herbs are leaves, spices are stems, seeds, or bark. Thyme, plenty of that. We're not going to use all of this on here, but to mix it in here, you're going to need a lot. Cumin. This is another odd smell you guys don't seem to like. Smell. He's our official smeller. Powdermense, right?
Curry.
Oh yeah, key ingredient in curry, yeah. But this, a lot of people say, oh, it smells like dirty socks. It smells like powder. So not much. It is a key ingredient though of curries. Some white pepper. Fair amount of pepper. And a little salt. Yep, that's it. Hopefully this blends well. Oh, yeah. Gotta make sure we get the bay leaves ground up. But yeah, this is not the best thing to do it with, that's for sure. Hey, this is a blender. Okay, that's about as good as we're going to get. Just to make sure we don't have any big pieces, we're going to strain this. As you're going to see, the bay leaf didn't pulverize that much. Pulverize. New word, pulverize. Make garu. Make fine garu, because you really want fine garu out of this. You can see this in there. I'm going to do this again later. Spend more time on that. But that's enough for now. Here's the pate spice. And this is pretty strong flavored. Very strong.
Spicy little.
Little spicy. Well, that's a coriander. Clove is kind of hot too.
Yeah.
There's no gochu in there, so. And this here is a lot too. This is a lot of pate spice. So we got that done. Here we got the mirepoix cut, sachet of spice cut, ready to go. Got the pate spice. Let me just finish this off. All we need, this is the stems. This is a lot of garlic. This is a little extra garlic, but once again, it's no problem here. It's good to crush the garlic. Okay, we'll move this stuff back out. Nice flavor. I like it. And maybe for you, first time. That's one thing too, you guys have to understand. A lot of times when you taste Western cooking for the first time, you might not like it. But once again, think about my position. When I first came to Korea, and somebody gave me a bowl of doenjang, and they go, "Oh, this is mashikita." Well, what's that smell? It smells funny, you know. So, like I said, once again, to understand food and cuisine, you have to understand culture too. And I understand a lot about Korean culture, not everything, but I understand where your food comes from and your flavor. Okay, let's review some of the equipment we're using today. Alright, we're going to use a grinder. Right, this is the body. This is the screw. This is the cap. The cowl, the knife. Right. And then the most important part, I can't find right now, where'd it go? That's interesting. Is the dies. There's somewhere around here, I have to find them. I got you. Okay. Well, I found them. We had to stop and pause it. So this is actually part 2 of the chicken galantine. We had to pause it for several reasons. These are the dies. These are a very important part of the grinder. These are very expensive. I think they probably cost, in American dollars, like $150, $200 each. They will rust or get noke. So you have to be very careful of how you handle it. You have the large die, medium die, which we have 2 of them, and then small die. All right. We're going to be using large and small. First grind, second grind. Okay. Let me show you how this gets put together. All right. Make sure the body's clean. There's nothing in there. Sometimes there is. Give it a smell, that's for sure. All right. What you see inside here, there's a screw casing. That's where the screw goes in. Okay. Can you come around here? The knife goes in there. Right, then the die, you can see there's a little notch in there. Kind of hard to see, right? You see it? And that goes in there. Like that. Now the knife itself, very important, it goes in the right way. It must sit flat against there. If you put it in wrong, it's going to sit like this. And it's going to make mush. So it has to sit flat. So this is the way it goes in. No, don't go away, no, go away. No, come here. That goes on, then the cap goes on. Now in the kitchen, this is going to be wet and greasy, and because we're going to be grinding pork and meat in it. Here, hold that.
Okay.
Is that heavy? How many kilos do you think it is?
Maybe 20 or 30.
Yeah, it's maybe 20 kilos at least. This will kill you. You drop this on your foot, it's game over. It's really, really heavy. You try. Yeah, right? No, it's a surprise. And now it's dry and clean. You know what I mean? If your hands are greasy and you're in a hurry and things like that, so you have to be very, very careful holding that. Okay? So let's just take this apart and take that away. Yeah, you can do the whole screen. Gonna move on. Okay. Okay, moving on. Mirror bar, sashimi spice gallon. Okay, great. What we're going to do first, we're going to first clean the chicken. This is what I always tell you guys, you need a paring knife. Because what we're going to do today is going to be some delicate cutting. So you're going to need a small knife. And I asked for a medium-sized chicken, and it looks like I got a pagouli here. Should I wash the chicken? Boys, should I wash it?
Wash.
No. Should I? Yes or no? No. When I was in school, we used to wash the chicken.
Didn't.
Yeah, don't wash the chicken now because it makes a lot of sense. You get it wet, you're gonna drip water, bad, ugly water around. So don't do that. They're gonna have to come in close now for a while. This is gonna be focused down here. Right? Look good?
Yes.
Okay. This is a rather small bird, but it's fine anyway for what we need to do. You have the breast, you have the back, right? This is very important. You got to remember, we're going to cut the back. So take a paring knife, cut through the joints, leaving that part. Same thing here. This part, you're going to need your heavier knife because you're going to have to break that. This is all good for stocks. You take your finger and kind of just open this up a bit. It's going to make it easier in the long run. Turn around this way. What we're going to do, separate the skin. What we're going to do, kind of in a way, is make chicken sausage with using the gupchi as a casing, like a sundae casing, but the chicken's going to be that. So just loosen it up the skin. Take your knife. Well, maybe I cut this neck off. Yeah, cut off the neck. Poor bird. All right. With the knife, make sure it's sharp. Oh yeah. This is the hard part here. Using the tip of the knife, just gently strike it. Gives the what do you call it? We call it the chicken's butt. Chicken's tail. Be very careful not to cut the skin, because we need a whole skin. So I was saying the galantine itself is not an easy thing to do, but it's nice. You'll like it. You like sausage. You guys like sausage, so. Now I get to this point here, you can see it's kind of finger friendly. The finger's not going to make a hole in the skin, so try to use your fingers as much as possible. That's an odd one. Get it along the legs first. You see right there? Alright, right there. What I'm doing that, basically. And it's okay to cut the meat, really. It's better than to cut the skin, so keep the knife down. fingers are good. Finger friendly. Still holding on there very tightly. Still cut. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Should be able to pull this off fairly easy. There's a difficult part right there. I don't know why. That happens. There we go. So get that gently, just pull it off. That done, get your fingers in there, working it towards the back, just pulling it. If it's too tight, then take the knife into it. Now summer and winter chicken different. Winter chicken more gidam on it, more bigay, more this, plus a thicker skin. Summer chickens are very thin-skinned. So let me use my finger just to breeze it through. Like taking off a jacket with a knife. Now we're going to do this in class. Hopefully we're going to do this in class when we get together. So watch carefully. You can practice at home. It's not that hard, really. Just have to take your time. No hurry. See how it's holding there? Cut and release. Scrape down the meat if you want. A little meat on this one. Now if you do make a hole, I mean that happens and it's not the end of the world. It's just that you don't want Swiss cheese, you know, many holes. Okay, got my finger through there now and I should be able to pull this off. Or at least now just take the knife and cut. 2 minutes to 25? Okay, okay. We're going to carry on through it. We just keep it till this is done. We'll keep a track of the time. I'm trying to figure out how to do the timing now on this. So here we go. There we go. Got 1/2 off. Now here, right at the keel part, here at the keel, this holds tight. So just gently, You get your finger in on this side, and gently just cut the membrane. Again, best to use your fingers. That's where it's holding. You just touch it with the knife, it comes off pretty easily. This side's a little easier, that's for sure. Maybe. Finger through there, cut up to the bone, and pull that off. There we go.
Just drawing a knife across, nice and gently. Scrape down, poke through here, I think, fairly easy. There we go. Come on, baby. Last step. Let the weight hold it too. Got that pretty bad. Okay. It takes a little practice, that's for sure, but you can do it. It's not. Just take your time. What I'm going to do with this now is put this over here on the ice. I have the pork. We're going to use some pork in here, so everything has to be kept cold. We're going to make sausage in this class. We're going to make pâtés in this class. You're going to see the key point is keeping everything cold, using ice for everything else. What we're going to do now is take the meat off the bones. All right? Perfectly skinned chicken. So now what we're going to do is take off the winglets. Can you give me a NEMD, please? Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna just carry on. I'm gonna cut through with it. Thank you. All right. Take the legs, break them. Ow. Take your knife, cut. Cut. Then we got the breast meat here. Now we really need the leg meat for this dish, for this particular dish. We're going to probably use a little of the white meat. The dark meat, once again, has a little more fat content, a little more delicious. So we're going to use that. Cut along the bone. Now we did this in French 1, so it should, we cut chickens before. I mean, we're always going to cut chickens in my class. We do a lot of that. So if you took French 1, obviously this is going to look like you're going to know what you're doing. Two nice breasts. Everything got to rinse off real well here, that's for sure. The winglets and the legs, the feet part, the carcass, make sure you clean this out. All right, remember that from French 1? Make sure you take those out. It gives the stock, first of all, it gives it not a clear color, and it gives it a little bitterness. Now the legs, just cut right along there. And so we did this in class before, right? Legs aren't really round, they're flat. Be careful of this end now. This end's sharp because we cut off the meat part, the feet part. Actually, it's the knee. Put a little bone in there. It's a stock pot. This bone, you gotta be careful of this one. This is a very small bird, so we have very little meat, but we have a small skin too. So once again, the legs, they're not flat. Not round, I mean, you just cut them this way. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're going to grind. This is what we're going to grind. It's one of these and probably two of those. Oops. Careful of these things. Anything non-gogi, like that kind of stuff. I know it's not fun. It's fine. Yeah, cut. We're going to carry on with this video until this part 2 until we get the stock going. We had to interrupt before. Oops. Oh, that was bad. Careful about that. I'll give you a fight. Make sure there's no bones or cartilage. Okay, with chicken stock, step 1, what? Boys? Step 1 with chicken stock. Rinse the bones, absolutely. That is absolutely what we're going to do. Second step, bring it to a boil. Right? You got to bring it to a boil to kill the bacteria. So we're going to rinse the bones. Plus rinsing the bones makes them cleaner, but it get off a lot of the blood. Which some chefs, like in Korean cooking, you soak beige gogi overnight to get rid of the blood. Some chefs do that with chicken bones. But then some chefs say the blood helps clear, so I don't know. I just rinse them. Cold water up to the button. See that button here? I'm going to put water right up to that button. Okay. Bring it over the stove. And bring that to a boil. I'm going to put these on ice. Gotta keep everything cold. And we're gonna clean it up a bit. We're gonna let this come, we're gonna let this bring to one boil and then simmer. Okay? The end of part 2. Okay? Catch you on part 3.